a little windy out here, but it's a beautiful day. So, I said I'm going to go live regardless. So hopefully y'all can hear me clearly. But let's talk about the NBA playoffs. The NBA playoffs has been very entertaining, especially that it's the first round in the NBA playoffs. It's been very entertaining because a lot of these series could go either way. And let's start with the Eastern Conference playoffs. The Eastern Conference playoffs, man, between the Knicks and the Pistons, by far is a 50-50 coin flip. By the way, hit that like button, hit the subscribe button if you're feeling the vibes. I'm just giving you my honest perspective as a diehard Philadelphia 76er fan. And I understand we ain't in the playoffs, but I love basketball, and I just want to give y'all my honest opinion about what's going on in the NBA. We cover the Sixers, we cover the Phillies on this channel, and we also cover the NBA playoffs and the MLB playoffs, and we will be doing card reveals as well. But getting to the Knicks game. The Knicks game, Knicks versus Pistons. Now, I'm going to just start it off like this. Pistons won, definitely in that fourth quarter. And I'm going to start it off with Cade Cunningham. There's no answer. There's nobody that the Knicks have that could contain Cunningham. Cunningham did whatever he wanted to do, whenever he wanted to do, and how he wanted. Like, literally, he could do whatever he wanted to do. The Knicks had no answer. OG Anunoby can't guard him. Mikal Bridges can't guard him. Hart can't guard him. Nobody can guard him. And Towns isn't really dominating in the paint. He's not really altering a lot of shots, and he's not like a true shot blocking center. So Cade Cunningham literally is doing whatever he wants to do. What do he have? He had like 33 points. I believe Cade had like 33 points. Let me look at the actual numbers. He had 33 points and 12 rebounds. So he had a double-double. So Cade Cunningham had a double-double, made it look extremely easy. And the Knicks need to find a way to do just to contain him, slow him down, but there really isn't no answer for him. So shout out to Cade Cunningham. On the biggest stage, he's just doing his thing. They could have easily won game one, but they finished the fourth quarter in game two, and that was 1-1 going back to Detroit. Now, if Detroit can win both games in Detroit, they could be up 3-1 going back to New York, and say they lose game five, they go back to Detroit for game six and win in game six. You don't want it to go to a game seven, even though they did prove that they can win in New York. Shout out to Ron's Opinion, don't matter, shout out to you. Everybody in the building, if you haven't already, make sure you hit that like button, hit that like button, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. Shout out to each and every one of y'all that's in the building. But yeah, so if they can win both games in Detroit, which they definitely can, they got an honest chance of beating the Knicks, bro. They have an honest chance of beating the Knicks. The Detroit Pistons, I didn't think they had enough offensively, but I have to put respect on their name, right? I didn't know Dennis Schroeder would have had 20 points off the bench. I did not. Facts. Shout out to my boy Blake Martin. Make sure you hit the like button if you haven't already. Consider subscribing. I cover the Sixers and the Phillies on this channel, but I will be covering the NBA playoffs on this channel and MLB playoffs, and I will be doing card reveals and all that. So shout out to everybody that's in the building. But I didn't know. I got to put respect on the Pistons' name. I just thought it was all on Cade, but it's not. Because Dennis Schroeder off the bench had 20 points off the bench, y'all. And it was a crucial 20 points, right? Kept them afloat. And then he made the winning three. When the Knicks tied the game up at 94 apiece, Dennis Schroeder had ice in his veins and said, give me the ball. I know Cade been doing this thing all game. He said, give me the dang on ball. He got the ball, did his thing, shot the three, nothing but net. Then it was 97-94, and that was pretty much the dagger. Dennis Schroeder, shout out to the Pistons, man. Shout out to the Pistons for even thinking that Dennis Schroeder could come off the bench, because I wouldn't even think Dennis Schroeder would come off the bench, but perfectly, you need your bench players to come off the bench and provide offense, instant offense. Another shout out I want to give, and it sucks for me to be a Sixer fan saying this. I'm coming from a Sixer fan perspective. Let me give a big shout out to Tobias Harris. Tobias Harris had a double-double. What Toby had? Toby had 15 points and 13 rebounds. Now, first and foremost, for Tobias Harris, look, yeah, I know he can get you 15 points. But what I'm more impressed with is the rebounds. Tobias Harris had a double-double. He had 13 rebounds. Rebounding is the key to success in the NBA playoffs. So I love the fact that Tobias Harris, he's attempting to play some solid defense. He's scoring when he can score, and he's rebounding the ball. So you got Cade Cunningham being a superstar. You got Dennis Schroeder coming up the bench and giving you 20, making it look easy. And then you got Tobias Harris doing his thing, just doing his thing. You know what I mean? Not doing too much, but doing enough. So, real talk, the Pistons have a chance to beat the Knicks in this series, but they have to take care of home. If they don't take care of home, the Knicks could win this game. Now, let me get to the Knicks real quick. And by the way, hit that like button if you haven't already. Let's get to the Knicks. The Knicks. 100-94 was the final score. Pistons won, right? Now, I got to call out some people on the Knicks, man. And look, as a Sixer fan, I want the Knicks to lose. I want the Knicks to lose so bad. It's nothing personal, but it's personal. But listen, right? Jalen Brunson, 37.7 assists. I like Jalen Brunson. I'm not hating on Jalen Brunson. He's a very good player. But some of the fouls that he gets, to flopping is over the top to me, bro. You're too good to have to flop so freaking much. Every time he shoots the ball, he's flopping. So I had to just say that. He's still a good player, but he flops way too much for my liking, right? He had a good game overall. Now, let's talk about the three players that didn't have a good game. And this is the reason why the Pistons won this game. You had Hart, you had Towns, and who else? Who was it? Hart, Towns, and who was the other player? And there was another player on the Pistons, and OG Anunoby. So OG Anunoby, Hart, and Towns each had 10. What's going on? Jidge 1, 2, 3. They all had 10 points each. Towns, you're supposed to be the most dominant center in this series, bro. You should not only have 10 points. That's not good enough. When it comes to Hart, you debatably the best role player in the playoffs right now, bro. You should have more than 10 points, right? OG Anunoby, I understand you trying to guard Cade Cunningham, you trying to slow him down, but bro, you got to bring more on the offensive side of the ball. So they had 3 players with 10 points each. Yes, it's double-digit points, but they got to do more. In order for the Knicks to get to the next round, those 3 have to play a lot better, defensively and offensively, especially offensively, because that's not enough. That's not going to get the job done. Mikal Bridges, on the other hand, scored 19 points. Mikal Bridges had a solid game. He was the second leading scorer for the Knicks. So it was Jalen Brunson and Mikal Bridges, and everybody else on the team just struggled, man. So if that's going to happen, especially going into game 3, then the Detroit Pistons could definitely win 2 more games, bro. They can definitely, you got to take one game at a time. But the Pistons can honestly win this series, but they have to take care of home. And I'm going to keep saying it because it's critical for the Pistons to make sure they do what they have to do at home. Who you got winning it all? Who I got winning it all? NBA Finals. All right, so if I skip, all right, so this is my gut feeling, right? I got the Cavs. I got 2 small markets getting to the finals. So I got the Cavs, and I got the The Wild Wild West. I call the Western Conference the Wild Wild West. So I don't know who's coming out the West. But if I had to choose one team to come out the West, Blake, whew, I'm going to just go with the first seed. I'm going to go with OKC. I think it's their time. I think people are disrespecting them, thinking they're not going to do nothing in the playoffs because they're not experienced, I guess, enough, so-called. But I think OKC, I think two small markets are coming out of the East and West. Now, who's going to win the finals? I'm going to tell you this right now. I have a gut feeling if that happens, if that matchup happens, that's going to be a very good finals, to be honest with you. I got the Cavs edging in Game 7. I got the Cavs winning it all in Game 7. But that, Game 7s could go either way, though. So I got the OKC and Cavs in the finals. But the Wild Wild West is definitely the Wild Wild West because anybody can come out the West. The Clippers could come out the West. You know what I mean? The Nuggets could come out the West. Maybe even a dark horse team, the Warriors could come out the West. You feel me? The Rockets. I don't think the Rockets get past the Warriors, but still, like, anything can happen. In the West, it's difficult for me to make a honest, like, I think OKC can get out the West, but it's so hard in the West, bro. The West is just too hard. Like, I can't really, like, I know OKC has the best record in the regular season. The playoffs is a different animal, bro. The playoffs is just different. What do you think about those Pistons from last night? Oh my gosh, bro. I'm telling you right now, the Pistons can definitely beat the Knicks, but they got to take care of home. It all starts with, of course, Cade Cunningham. They cannot guard Cade Cunningham. You would think OG Anunoby could slow him down. You would think Mikal Bridges could slow him down. You would think Hart could slow him down. Nobody could slow Cade Cunningham down. Cade Cunningham can honestly do whatever he wants, when he wants, dominant. But the player that I'm impressed with the most is Dennis Schroeder, coming off the bench and giving him 20. He was the one that hit the game winner, y'all. He hit the game winner last night when it was tied up 94-94. Dennis shot that three and made it 97-94, and that was the dagger because the Pistons won 100-94. So, and then I'm not even taking into consideration of Tobias Harris having a double-double. He had 15 points. He also had 13 rebounds. Tobias Harris, he's not like a superstar, but he's a very good role player. He's not a star, but he's a very good role player. So if he could get you a double-double, I'm impressed with. I know Tobias can get you 15 points. What I'm impressed with the most, and I said it earlier in this live, is the rebounds. He had 13 rebounds, bro. He had 15 points and 13 rebounds. So if the Pistons can replicate what they did, right, and play that great defense when it counts the most, they can beat them in Game 3. And then I'm going to tell you right now, literally, Game 4 is like a Game 7. Because I'm going to tell you why. If the Pistons win Game 3 and they're up 2-1, that Game 4 is critical for the Knicks to win. If they don't win it and they go down 3-1 going back to New York, it's over. I got the Detroit Pistons winning in 6. If they don't, and that's if they get hit, they got to take care of home. They got to take care of home. That's the bottom line to it, bro. Yeah, big facts. Isaiah Stewart didn't play last night. Yeah, that's another. I wonder why. I didn't really hear about nothing about him. Hopefully he's all right. But the Pistons have a good chance of definitely getting past the Knicks. That's my honest opinion, right? And I'm going to go back and forth between the games. But let's talk about the Clippers and the Nuggets. Is there any Clipper or Nuggets fans or just basketball fans, right? And look, I'm going to keep it real with y'all. I want the Nuggets to win this series. The series is tied 1-1. But I said in my short, I don't know who's going to win the series. I hope that the Nuggets win. But I can honestly see the Clippers beating the Nuggets, bro. And the reason why is because of Leonard. Leonard. I'm going to keep saying his name. Leonard is the key factor to the whole playoffs, bro. Not just this series. I'm talking about the playoffs. Because if Leonard plays like he knows he can play. How we know he can play. I understand the injury history. I understand all that. But when the man plays, he's by far, debatably, the best player in the NBA. And I mean that. I'm not just talking, bro. If he plays and he's at 100%, people forget how good Leonard is. When he won the championship with the Spurs, it was because of what? Yes, you had Tim Duncan, but he was late in his prime. Tony Parker was late in his prime. Ginobili was late in his prime. You know what I mean? They was late in their prime, bro. He was the main factor. Definitely, I think he got 2 championships with the Spurs. But he was the main factor when it came to clutch shots and stuff like that and guarding the other player's best player offensively, playing that good defense. So, and then with the Raptors, we know what he did with the Raptors and won a championship. And it's just like, he's just such an underrated player that people don't like to really mention his name, but he's an all-time great player. And Leonard, when his career's over, will be in the Hall of Fame. But let me get back to what I'm saying. Leonard is the key. If he brings it like he did yesterday, because the Clippers won 105-102. Leonard had 39 points and 5 assists. Clutch shots, playing on both ends of the court. Yes, James Harden did his thing. Newback did his thing. James Harden had 18 and 7. Newback had 16 and 12. Norman Powell, he struggled. But when the game was on the line, Norman Powell hit a clutch 3 as well. So if Norman Powell could be more consistent, the Clippers, and if Leonard plays the way he plays, and James Harden plays the way he could play, I'm telling y'all right now, man, the Clippers can honestly beat the Nuggets, bro. Listen, I love Jokic, but he can only do so much. Jamal Murray did hit some clutch shots. Michael Porter, Aaron Gordon, all of them going to have to step up, bro. They going to have to. Because Leonard is a different type of dude, bro. He a different type of beast. And I would not be surprised if they get to the Western Conference Finals, bro. I wouldn't be surprised if they get to the finals. That's how much respect I have for the Clippers, because James Harden's playing at a high level. Norman Powell, he didn't have a good game, but he made clutch shots. But Leonard is the key, bro. Leonard is the key. Now, I'm not wishing injury. If he gets hurt, it's a wrap. But since he's healthy, you see how everything has changed? The Nuggets barely beat the Clippers in overtime. You know what I mean? At home. What you think is going to happen when they go to LA, Los Angeles? Like, I'm not saying that the Los Angeles is going to definitely obliterate the Nuggets. I don't think that's going to happen. But I would, honestly, it could go either way in LA. But I got the favorite for the Clippers to win both games, bro. Just because, bro. Just because, Leonard. That's it. That's really what it is, bro. And if you better hope Norman Powell don't go off. You better hope James Harden don't go off. I'm just saying. Will the Nuggets have enough scoring power? Jokic is probably going to have to score more. Michael Porter Jr. is going to have to score more. Who else? Aaron Gordon. Everybody. They're going to have to score more, bro. Because the Nuggets, oh my gosh, they should. If they would have won both games, I would be more confident in the Nuggets winning that series. But since they lost game 2 and that was split, going to Los Angeles, like, I don't know, man. I'm a little bit concerned, man. I'm a lot concerned, actually, because I know what Leonard's all about, and I think James Harden wants to prove to the world that he can do it in the playoffs. I got a bad feeling Nuggets might not make it out of this series, bro. He said, he said knee injury. Yeah, I got the Clippers winning that series. Okay. True. Yeah, man. So right now, getting back, I want to do a small little recap real quick. So when it comes to the Pistons winning yesterday's game, that's going to be the series that could be won and lost in these next 2 games. Because if the Pistons lose one of these games, they could lose the dang on series. If they win both of these games, I got them winning, right? When it go, Grasshopper, shout out to my guy Grasshopper, salute to you, my brother. So they have to take care of home. The Detroit Pistons have to win at home. If they don't win at home, they're going to lose in 6 or 7 games. The Pistons have to go up 3-1 in order for me to really be confident the Pistons can get past the Knicks. And I think they can. Like I said, Dennis Schroeder, in my honest opinion, coming off the bench, giving you 20 points and hitting that clutch 3 and made it 97-94 with less than a minute left in the game, made me feel different about the Pistons. I really am confident the Pistons can win both these games in Detroit. He said, come on, Denver, we need to get Russ Westbrook his first ring. Yeah, Denver's going to have to win one of these games in LA, bro. They got to. They're not going to be able to take both. I don't see them taking both, but they have to get at least one. You know what I mean? If they can get at least one, they got a chance. But if they lose both and they're down 3-1, they're not winning the series, bro. I don't know what the statistics when it comes to get with series when teams are up 3-1. Like how often do teams come back and win it in Game 7? I don't know the statistics, but I know it's low. So the Nuggets have to split. Same with the Knicks. They have to split in Detroit. If not, if Detroit goes up 3-1 or if the Clippers go up 3-1, it's over, bro. That's just my honest opinion. We'll see what happens, though. But what's up, Big Taz? Everybody in the building, hit that like button, hit the subscribe button if you haven't already. I cover the Philadelphia 76ers and I cover the Phillies on this channel, but I also cover the NBA playoffs and I cover MLB playoffs, and I will be doing card reveals as well. So hit that like button, hit the subscribe button if you're interested. Trying to get to my first 400 subscribers on this channel. Shout out to each and every one of y'all. Big Taz, y'all got a problem, y'all. Hey, listen, Big Taz, you got a problem, bro. Because let me tell you this right now. If Hart, OG, and Towns only give you 10 points each, you're not winning this series, bro. And Towns, this is what I said. Towns is probably the best player in this series, bro. He could be. The problem is Towns be playing too soft, bro. Towns be playing too soft. Like, I don't know what it is about Towns. He'll have these moments where he looks like he's the best player. Like, he looks like he's the best player on the floor. And then he has these performances where he only gives you 10 points, bro. He gave you like 10 points and like 6 rebounds. What's going on with Towns, bro? What's going on with Towns? What's going on with OG Anunoby? And they can't guard Cade Cunningham. So they got some problems, bro. I don't know if they got a solution. I don't know if they got a solution for their problem, bro. Do they have a conclusion? What's the conclusion going to be? The conclusion might be y'all getting knocked out in 5 or 6 games, bro. I'm just keeping it real. What's going on? What's good, Mikey? I hear you. Yo, what's up? Your memory from yesterday? I'm not sure. The coach is the problem. The coach, but Towns got to be better, bro. I'm not sure what you mean, Bray Dog. I'm not really sure what you mean about what you talking about the memory from yesterday. I'm not really sure what you mean. But yeah, it's deeper than the coaching, bro. I think Towns needs to step his game up. Towns is the X factor, bro. I said this yesterday. If Towns brings his A game, Detroit don't got nothing. They can't do nothing about it, bro. What's the Detroit center? What's his name? What's Bull's name? Jalen Duren? Like, come on, bro. He not guarding no Anthony Towns. He not stopping no dang on Anthony Towns, bro. He should be cooking him. He should be cooking him, bro. But he's not. And that's why I be like, yo, what's up with Towns? If Towns plays well to good, to great, the Knicks could win this series. If he does not step his game up, and you put all of it on Jalen Brunson and Mikal Bridges. Mikal Bridges had like 19 points, bro. That's good. That's solid. Jalen Brunson had 37. That's great. But what's up with Towns with 10 points? What's up with Hart with 10 points? What's up with OG Anunoby with 10 points? That's not good enough, bro. That's not good enough. Now, it's all the pressure's on New York to win one of these games in Detroit. We're going to see what happens, man. It's very crucial that the The Knicks win one of these games or it's a wrap, bro. I'm telling you. I'm just keeping it real with you. I don't want the Knicks to win. I'm not going to sit here and lie to you. But I know, I don't know everything about basketball. But I know Towns is the key, bro. If he doesn't play well, y'all going to have trouble getting out the dang. Y'all going to have trouble getting past the Pistons, bro. The Knicks won't win because you're rooting against them. Oh, man. I thought it was the opposite. If I root for a team, they lose. If I root against a team, they win. But yeah, man. That's just my thoughts with that whole series, man. That series is still a coin flip. So it depends. If Pistons take care of business, go up 3-1, they're going to win that series. If the New York Knicks split a game, they could win the series. They could win the series still. But it all depends on what happens these next couple of games. One game at a time, we're going to see what happens. Same goes with the Nuggets and the Clippers series. It's really iffy. Every game is different. But I love the fact that like the young superstar in Cade Cunningham, I love that he's being aggressive. I love how he's playing. It don't matter who's guarding him. OG Anunoby is one of the best defenders in the NBA. He can't guard him, bro. Mikal Bridges is a solid defender. He can't guard him, bro. Hart is a solid defender. He can't guard him. Nobody on the Knicks can guard him. So that means you got to force him to go to the paint. And where's your shot blockers at, Knicks? Where's the shot blockers at? Towns could be that guy. Towns can shot block a little bit. You know what I'm saying? He got to demand respect in that paint. He's not doing that, bro. And that's why I got the Pistons potentially winning. But they got to take care of home. If they do not win both games at home, I still got the Knicks winning. I still got the Knicks winning the series. The Knicks just have to split one game. One game. Now, what's another series I was talking about? All right, now so tonight, Lakers versus Timberwolves. It's in Minnesota. It's in Minnesota, y'all. This is very crucial. The same goes with this series. If the Timberwolves can win both games in Minnesota, they can win this series. If they split, it could be really interesting, and it could honestly be a 6-7 game series. To be honest, before the series started, I actually had the Knicks losing. What? I did not want the Knicks to face the Pistons. I wanted the Knicks to face the Bucks instead. To be honest with you, depending on Dame, it just depends on Dame. Bucks will be is an interesting team, bro. They can honestly get past the Pacers if Dame comes back. But the thing about it is the Knicks got more talent. They got more talent than the Pistons. They can still win this series. The problem is, it's not all about talent in the playoffs. It has to be talent and play. How you going to play? And if Anthony Towns is not going to play, it's going to be hard, bro. Towns is the key. If Towns would get you 25 to 30 points a game, this series is over, y'all. If you include what Jalen Brunson is doing, Mikal Bridges is doing, if Towns was to dominate, the series is over. The problem is he's not doing it, y'all. He's not. And that's why I be like, I don't put him above a healthy Joel Embiid, because I know he don't play like that bull when he needs to play like it. Like with the Timberwolves. Some games he'll play when he was with the Timberwolves. Some games he won't. That's the problem. That's the problem. Some games he will play. Some games he won't. He's the X factor because there's no answer for Towns. That's why and I know how talented he is. I know how talented he is. So that means Jalen Brunson. Hey, listen, Jalen Brunson, you're going to have to pass it to him down low. Get the ball in Anthony Towns' hands a little bit more, bro. Get him energized and pass him the ball. Let him get a couple of baskets and then go from there. Because you have to have him active. You have to have him wanting to play. He seems disinterested. If he's not scoring the ball, he feeds off of offense. He don't feed off of defense. He can get a shot. He might block a shot, but it's not going to energize him all like that. He feeds off of scoring. If he scores the ball, then that would energize him, and that would make him want to play a little bit harder. But the problem is, it don't work like that in the playoffs, bro. You got to do all the little stuff. Get a rebound. Get an offensive rebound, put back. It don't work like that. You got to do the little things, bro. The little things matter in the playoffs. That's why the teams that win the championship are the ones that won it the most. It's not always about how talented a team is. You can have the most talented team and still lose, bro. Remember when the Mavericks went against LeBron James, D. Wade, and Chris Bosh, who had the most talented team? It was the Heat, bro. D. Wade, people forget how great D. Wade was, bro. People forget how great Chris Bosh was, bro. Like, people forget that. And Dirk Nowitzki and the Mavericks did what they had to do and won it in the finals, bro. So, that's all I pretty much got to say, man. Hopefully, y'all have a wonderful day. God bless to everybody. And as always, be safe. Peace out. Hit that like button. Hit that subscribe button on your way out. If you're a Phillies fan or Sixers fan, I cover Sixers and Phillies on this channel. I also cover the NBA playoffs. I will be covering the MLB playoffs as well. It's definitely going down over here on this channel. I'm trying to get to my first 400 subscribers. Thank you for all y'all support. And also, I will be doing car reveals. I'm not sure exactly when, but I will try to get some cars as soon as possible. And yeah, and that's it, man. Peace out, y'all. Let's get it.